So I have this white, creamy, like Fender Stratocaster made in Japan, and the client wants this 10-way switch installed. So I have the wiring diagrams all set up already. Got to take the strings off, take the pick guard out, and then put in the new switch and wire it up. So we'll see how that goes. So this is I think I mentioned this earlier, this is a Japanese-made Stratocaster, and the customer claims it's from the 80s, but what I'm really impressed with is that it has all copper shielding inside to keep the noise levels down. It kind of has various success with the copper shielding, but I wasn't expecting to open this up and see that everything was shielded, so that's great. Alright, so I got the pick guard off. You can see the shielding and all the pickup wires and whatnot. And I got the old switch out. I have it in a bag with the rest of the parts. And now we're going to install the new switch. It took me a second to realize that it pushes back and forth, but it should fit just fine. And then we'll go ahead and, yeah, the screws line up. So we'll go ahead and install this and solder it up and hope it works the first time. Alright, so I'm all done wiring this up for the most part. Everything is soldered into the switch according to the diagram, and everything else is the way it should be. So I'm going to call it a night for now, and then I will drop this back into the guitar tomorrow and make sure everything works. Alright, so today's day 2 of rewiring and installing the 10-way switch on this Japanese-made cream Stratocaster. I went over everything, comparing it to the diagram, making sure that I didn't miss something, and hopefully I didn't. We have the pick guard here all wired up, nice and clean, and we're going to get started on tying up some loose ends and installing it into the guitar itself. So yeah, should be fun. The first moment of truth is making sure that these pickups are live. So all we got to do is plug it in and tap them to make sure they're making noise here. So I got my amp hooked up here, and let's see what happens. Alright, now I'm switching over to, that was the normal setup, and I just engaged the next 5 for the 10-way switch. So let's see where we're at. We should be at number 6. And this is where all the picks are in series. Now all the picks are parallel. Yep, now just the bridge and the neck. So that's good. Now the bridge and neck in parallel. Good. Now the middle and neck in series. Sounds good. I think we're good. So the final moment of truth is getting strings on this thing and playing it, doing the same test basically, but I think we're good here. So yeah, lots of wiring. The only real issues I had were fitment issues, where I had to put the pickguard back in, but there were so many new wires and different configuration that it didn't want to go on right away. So that's something you have to watch out for when you do things like this. Also making sure that the parts themselves fit the thickness of whatever you're working with. I've worked with plenty of guitars where people bring me push-pull pots, new switches, whatever, and it doesn't fit in the cavity, or it doesn't, the holes don't line up for the screws. This one dropped in pretty well. It was just a struggle to get the thing back on, and some of it, the diagram was a little bit off, so I had to figure out the correct way to do things, but it looks like it's worked out pretty well. So yeah, I'm happy with this so far. So the real moment of truth is here. I got it all strung up, and let's just see if everything's working the way it should. Yeah, so it seems like all the settings are good. When we click over to, this is the normal side. And then the 6 through 10 side. This was such a fun project. If you ever need any work done to your guitar or amplifier, feel free to give me a call or find me on Facebook or Instagram, both at Ballinger Amplification. Email is ballingeramplification@gmail.com. And yeah, just keep me in mind, and I'm happy how this turned out. This is awesome. Thanks for watching.